So the Met Gala, of course, comes with a ton of history, and so we have to bring our resident history buff.
That's right.
Our favorite at that. You know him, you love him.
Yeah. You know him as the content creator behind Here in New York and from the screen in your taxi cab.
That's right.
He's joining us right now on the sofa.
Laughing.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Friia.
I love the intro. Thank you.
Do you like the update?
Because
you're in the cabs now.
I am in the cab, so you can see me wherever.
Yes, wherever.
If you continue gathering gigs, and we will add them to your intro. You know, this is not what I was expecting for Met Gala Day.
So I did have a floral shirt, but I felt it was too crazy for the cameras. So I'm going to my own cartoon theme. I look like Shaggy today.
Beautiful.
So I'm going with that.
Oh, fine.
Yes.
What are you personally, John Friia, most excited for about tonight?
I like the behind the scenes. Like the red carpet's cool, but I want to hear the tea about what happens inside. Or like, I know there was a model that was just fired from working the red carpet.
Is that right?
Yeah, his video went viral.
Oh, it's a his?
It is worth checking out because he was working with, I think, Kylie or Kendall Jenner.
Excuse you.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, we all forget, myself included, it is actually a fundraiser.
Yep.
Anna Wintour invites all these people, makes them get dressed up because she wants to get in their pockets to raise money.
Yes.
For what I don't know, is it the Met fashion?
It's part of the Met. It's the Costume Institute.
Right. Okay.
But I just wanted to kind of, bring a tradition of bringing some snacks.
Well,
should we skip to the food?
Let's not be ridiculous. You don't come here unless you have snacks.
This was running late. I was very afraid to come into the studio without food this time.
What do you have?
You know what? You'd be kicked out.
Yes, I know. So.
Is this on theme with, what is it,
It is. So
Beauty?
this is actually on theme. You figure Sleeping Beauty, the garden has a very floral theme to it. So what would be great is some floral types of pastries and croissants from Tiny Tin, which is an offshoot of the Tin Building by Jean Georges, down by the seaport. So it is worth checking out.
You schlepped all the way down there for us. Look at this.
There's no distance too far from New York living.
Look at him.
There is the raspberry vanilla croissant, which is delicious. You just break it open and it's filled with vanilla cream. There's also a macaroon. I know you just got back from Paris, so
you are helping me stretch out my Parisian dreams.
So
Thank
you can just indulge on all of that.
Don't you worry, I will.
Now, while you indulge, I'll tell you about the Met Gala.
Let's give it to us the best you can.
It all started in 1948, and it was a midnight soiree at the Waldorf Astoria, not at the museum. And it was organized by Eleanor Lambert. Now, she was a famous fashion publicist who started Fashion Week. And tickets for that midnight soiree were $50, or around $650 today, which is so cheap compared to what tickets reportedly cost now. I think it's like $50,000.
I have no idea. That is insane.
Yes, although the celebrities don't pay for it. The designers pay for them to attend and cover their expenses.
Wow.
And then it wasn't until the 1970s that it actually moved to the museum when Diana Verlander took over, and she made it glitzier, and it was at the museum. And then, of course, Anna Wintour took over, made it the spectacle that it is today. And it benefits the Costume Institute, which opened in the 1930s.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it always the first Monday in May?
No, that first one happened in December.
Oh, right.
So, not
but
always
you know
the first
what? You
Mondays in
can't.
May.
It's the red carpet outdoors in New York City is better in May than in December.
Yes.
Fine. People will probably still be showing skin.
Yeah.
Either way, let's be real.
Oh, that's true, too.
Okay.
Now, some of the people that are attending the Met tonight might not realize some of the history or secrets of the museum itself. So, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, that was not its first location. It actually was established in the 1870s after the state approved its establishment to really improve and maintain and study of fine arts. Their first home was in 1872 on Fifth Avenue between 53rd and 54th Street. They then opened up the following year on 14th Street in a mansion, and these were all temporary homes until a permanent one was built. And there was a lot of pushback to actually have it in Central Park.
Why is that?
Because the designers of Central Park did not want a public building in their landscape. Obviously, they made a concession, but there was one regulation that you couldn't see the building from any other part of the park.
Wow.
Which still kind of stands true today.
Right. Except in the winter. You might
I would have no idea where it was, truly.
Really?
I don't spend a lot of time in Central Park.
I mean, if you're just walking, you'll hit it at
Just
some
imagine
point.
the middle of Manhattan. It's there somewhere.
Okay.
But
I would like to go.
When it did open up, that first building, you can actually see parts of it. It was a lot smaller than what it is today.
Okay.
So that first building was designed by Calvert Vaux, who was one of the co-creators of Central Park, and it was in a Romanesque and Gothic style of design. And when you're in the medieval wing, that's actually the original building. But when you are walking around, you'll see some red bricks. That is the original facade. Once Richard Morris Hunt was hired to build the extension, they didn't knock down that building. They just basically covered it up.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. When you're there, you can still see its
I'm gonna
original
go
footprint.
search for it now.
And do we understand correctly that the current museum isn't even finished?
Correct. The outside, when you are
It's like
looking...
Sagrada Familia in Spain, if you know, you know.
Oh, I was gonna
It'll
say.
never be finished. Sorry, go.
So
Some works of art will
So yes,
always be,
and once you see
know.
this, you cannot unsee it. My eyes are directly drawn to it every time. It is the 4 sets of limestones on top of the Corinthian columns.
Oh.
They're not done. Yeah, so Richard Morris Hunt wanted those to be sculptures representing the great periods of art. So Egyptian for ancient, Greek for classic, Renaissance, and modern. And underneath that, there would be a recreation of each masterpiece from that time period. But he died before he really finalized those plans. And the museum's construction continued, but they left that unfinished.
Wow, so next time you go, you can ask an unsuspecting passerby.
Yeah.
You know this building's not finished.
I can see Marisol standing outside the museum,
Really?
saying it to anyone
Do
who
you
will
know
listen.
this is not finished? Unbelievable. Any other tidbit we need to know?
No, just, watch the fashion.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, just this clothes on my couch.
I was
and
just going to
judging
say,
what the
will you be
expensive
anywhere
millions
near?
of dollars of looks.
You will be nowhere near
No,
the
it's
carpet.
like Times Square on New Year's Eve. No,
Yeah,
no, no.
there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the history lesson, as
And a
always.
snack.
Thank you for the treats. I cannot wait to face plant into one of these.
Make sure you follow this guy here in New York on TikTok at here in NYC or on the gram at here_in_NY. John Friia. ladies and
Or
gentlemen.
on your
Or on a
ride
taxi
in the
cab.
cab.
I'll tag along with you.